Hi, this is Brandon Moon with Moonlit Fly Fishing. Want to welcome you to Fly Tying Night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a blue wing olive hackle stacker emerger pattern. The hackle stacker emergers were developed by Bob Quigley in the late 80s and is a perfect pattern to imitate emerging mayflies as well as cripples, duns, and spinners. So a very, very effective pattern. With that, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to like the video. Make sure that you leave us a comment. Hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notification. As we work to put out good content, it helps us reach more people and we appreciate your support. So if you find any value or anything in this video, make sure and do that for us. With that, we've got a Moonlit Tagata, Premium Tagata ML102 in a size 16 in the vise. Tie this in for the blue wing olive in the size 14s through 20s. Primarily going to be in the 16 and 18s where I'm at. So I'm going to lay my 12 olive dun thread down for foundation, so the body there. Now I'm going to take some Hen's iron blue microfibbets, and I want 4 fibers, and we want the tips to be even on these, so I'm just going to take the 4 of them, clip them off. Now I'm going to measure this, and I want this tail to be just a tad bit longer than the hook shank of this fly, or this hook. I'm going to take and lay that on the side, and 2 or 3 loose wraps, and each sequential wrap over the top is going to be a little bit tighter. If I need to, I can shorten that up just a smidge. Now I'm going to take my thumb and split those 4 fibers, 2 on each side. So I can take my tag end of thread that I didn't clip off, and I can pull that, and you can see that it separates and pulls those tailing fibers up. So we'll secure that down. I started this thread at roughly about the 3/4 point, and I want the body of this fly to be just a little bit short of that 3/4 mark. So we'll go ahead and finish securing that down now that I've trimmed that out. Now I'm just going to create a taper to this, but as I'm going back on this first go round, I'm going to go underneath just to make sure I prop that up. Now we'll tie in our body, olive dun premium wild barred turkey biot by Magpie. And where this is a shorter fly, I do have one of the shorter biot stems. And I'm going to take and tie this in at an angle with the ridge side facing the underside of the hook. Now I'm just going to create my taper with my thread forward and backwards a couple times. And this just creates a nice even taper to this body. You don't have to do this, I just do it on all my flies because I just like how it looks. And fishing and success is in large part due to my confidence in the fly that I'm fishing. So if it makes me feel more confident, that's what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that this last little bit of that body is nice and even, so when I wrap that biot over the top and tie it off, I've got a nice even point for that body to end on. We'll go ahead and take our hackle pliers, and I like the Loon ergonomical pliers for this. And I'm going to take and use my rotary feature, and I'm going to wrap that biot, creating a nice, smooth, even tapered body. And we'll wrap that all the way up to that 3/4, just under 3/4 point, probably about 2/3, maybe a little bit more than 2/3, give or take. We'll secure that down. I'm going to set my thread off to the side and trim that biot out. Now I'm just going to take and finish securing that down nice and tight. Alright. For the hackle on this, I've got a medium done whiting hen saddle. I've just taken the stem, created a nice bare stem point for it to lock in. I'm going to take and wrap that and secure it down. I want the shiny side facing forward. Okay, now I've got that secured down. I'm going to take my index finger right here. I'm going to slide it up just above the vise. And I'm going to wrap, creating a pair loop. I'm going to do, there's 2. And there's 3. Now I just want to kind of secure that wrap, lock it in so it doesn't really separate much. And all the way back to the point where my hackle was. Now, index finger on my right hand is going to hold that. And I'm just going to wrap this up that pair loop. Passing the hackle in between my fingers. For this size, it's about 5 wraps up the hackle or up the pair loop, and then we're going to wrap back down. And it just takes a little bit of getting used to. It's a little awkward at first. Pull that back. I'm going to pinch that with my finger. Now I've got that secured down. Pull it back a little bit more and secure it down a few more times. Now I can take, I'm going to pull that back just so I can try and pull those fibers out of the way. Trim that hackle stem out. And I'm going to trim that fiber underneath there. Just clean it up. Pull those fibers rearward again and go back to that starting point there. I'm using pale olive kapok dubbing, and I'm going to create a nice thorax. The cool thing about this fly is it's going to sit and ride nice and low in the water column like an emerging mayfly. I've Now I'm just going to I'll pull that back so I can start my thorax. We'll build that up. Wet my fingers just a little bit. I'm going to pull the fibers up. Pull that over the top. Trying to pull those fibers rearward as much as possible. Now I'm going to pull that post, paraloop post there, back. A few more times over that. Now we'll just whip finish so that we have a nice clean head. 1, 2, and 3. I'll do a 2 turn just for good measure, just for 1, 2, trim that. Now we'll just cut that off. We can clean up just a few fibers that we have laying around. And then I'm going to take and put a little bit of head cement on this. I'm just going to put it on my bodkin here just so that I can keep better control of that. And there we've got a hackle stacker, blue wing olive, a merger pattern. This is great. I'm gonna ride nice and low in the surface film. Very, very effective pattern created by Bob Quigley from the 80s, but still effective today. Enjoy this pattern. If you find any value in the pattern or video, make sure that you like the video, leave us a comment, subscribe, and the bell to receive future notification. We greatly appreciate your support as we work to get information out to people. Have a wonderful evening.